Hi guys, in this video I want to talk about the Betaflight and switches on your transmitter and what do they do. The switches are basically to activate the modes that have already been set up in your Betaflight firmware that is installed in your flight control board in your quad. So the Betaflight configurator is there so that you can open up the software settings and then you can activate those settings in the Betaflight firmware installed on your quad. So all you need to do with your transmitter is to set the switches so that if it is a two position switch, you go from one extreme to the other extreme, position 1 and position 2, and in 3 position switches you go from position 1, position 2, position 3. So say in the screen now I have my Tyrannis set up connected to my quad. So if I turn on the 2 position switch, you can see that it goes from one position to the extreme position. For the 3 position switches, 1, 2, 3. So that's basically what the switches are for in your Betaflight configurator. So you just need to activate the switches so that they go from one position to 2 position, or 1, 2, 3. That's all it is. Because everything has been programmed in the Betaflight firmware, and all you need to do is to activate them with the switches. So that's Betaflight and switches. Hi guys, in this video I'm going to talk about the Devo 7E and how you set the switches. There has been some confusion as to whether you should set the switches using the simple mode or the complex mode. If you see the intro video where I talk about Betaflight and switches, basically the switches have to be assigned to your transmitter, and you only need to have the switches assigned so that they go from one position to the next position. So if you have 2 position switches, all you need to do is to switch from one to the next one. That's all you need to do. So the simple mode allows you to set the switches very simply. You go to simple mode, get the curves, export 0 curve, and then you just flip the switch down, and that's it. That's how you set the simple mode. So it goes from -100 to 100. In the complex mode, you can also do the same thing. So the procedure is a bit complicated, that's why it's complex mode. You don't have to worry about all the other curves in the complex mode. All you need to do is find the export 0 curve, set the mixer to 2, and then you go down and flick the switch like this to F0 mode, and then you go down the scale, lower it down to -100, then go to page 2, then flick the switch down, and then put the scale up to 100. So that's a bit complicated in assigning the switch to a 2 position switch, but basically they do the same thing. So it doesn't matter whether you do it simple or complex, it doesn't affect the flight characteristic. All you do is really just to activate the mode that's already been set up in your Betaflight firmware installed on your quad. So let me quickly show you the simple mode and the complex mode. So the whole position is set as a simple mode. So if you scroll down, you can see the whole. You just flick the switch down, and then explore 0 in the scale 0, and then it will help you assign the switch from one extreme to the next extreme. That's all you need to do. So it's that simple. That's why it's called simple mode. In the complex one, what you need to do is you need to go down, set the mixer as 2, and then so that you go page 1 and page 2. On the page 1, you flick the switch down and up so that it goes to F mode 0. Then you go down, there's nothing, is SRC, you put none, and then you go to fixed curve. I made a mistake earlier when I said export curve. You need to use the fixed curve. So the scale you set it to -100, and that's for the first position, which is F mode 0. So when you go up, you go to page 2, then you flick the switch down to F mode 1. SRC is still none. Fixed curve, scale 100. So after this, you just go and save it, and then the switch will go from -100 to 100. So it's the same thing as if you do it with the simple mode. So let me show you the channel monitor and show you that it's actually the same thing. So channel 5 is actually whole. See, -100 to 100. See that if I flick the switch down? So channel 6 is the complex switch. Same thing, -100 to 100. So forget about all the other curves in the complex mode. When you set the switches, just use the fixed curve, and then you can set the switches accordingly. But if it is just a 2-position switch, use the simple mode so that you don't have to go to the complicated nature of choosing mixer 1 and 2 and then go and do all those settings. But if you want to set a 3-position switch in, say, Devo 10, you have no choice but to use that complex mode. Same thing, you can use a fixed curve. Then you go for -100 position 1, 0 position 2, then 100 position 3. So that's all it is. So the question is whether you use simple or complex. In a 2-position switch, use the simple mode because it's simpler. So complex doesn't add anything to the flight characteristic. It's just a switch. But if you have to set a 3-position switch, you have no choice. You have to use a complex mode, but use a fixed curve. So hope I answered. Hope you guys like this video. Please like and subscribe to my channel for more videos. So just remember, quadcopter is not rocket science. See you next time.